What's going on, guys? This is Carl, and today I'm talking about a gun that will fit in your pocket. This is a first generation Taurus PT111 Millennium Pro. It's an all plastic design. The slide, of course, is going to be steel. So this gun does have some pretty good features. First of all, the ergonomics of this gun feel really, really good. The first time I went to get one of these was actually my first handgun in general. I went to the store and I was going to pick up a Glock. I ended up holding one of these. It was actually a PT-145, 45 ACP. And I held it in my hand and I was sold. Ergonomically, this just fits in your hand really well. It comes with a 12-round magazine, and this doesn't have anything in the chamber, but does have a thumb safety on that side. It does have a flag right here, so when you do have one chambered, that comes out a little bit, shows red for that flag. It has IDOT sights, which I enjoy those type of sights. Those are really good for precision, in my opinion. Let's see how it shoots. Get my ears on, and I actually forgot my range bag today, so I'm wearing some music headphones. See if I can hit this can way out there, quite a ways out. Can't hit the can, but it did cycle, and it did lock open. You can't get everything right when it comes to your first generation models, and that's okay. Look in the chamber, it'll be safe. I wanted to do a quick comparison between the original PT111 Millennium Pro and the updated version, which is the G2. This is light years better. The following model, so it's been improved greatly even over this one. Teardown on this one is way better. All I have to do is pull these down a little bit, bring it back, pull the trigger, boom. It's that simple. Everything goes together easily. Yeah, that's way better field stripping than was required previously. So the mag release feels great. Just the whole mechanism feels way better. It's a tiny grip on this first model. Also, you feel like you have way more control over it because of this stuff. That grip texture is great. If you want to get one of these, it's actually more expensive than to get the G2. I picked this one up for 130 bucks. This video is about the first generation PT111 Millennium Pro, and it has its flaws for sure, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a fan of Taurus. Taurus definitely became a lot better. This gun is a good example of that. The G2, the following model, has a lot of upgrades from the grip texturing, the grip circumference and feel. The loaded chamber indicator is up top there. It's a drop safe gun, which is the biggest factor. The first model was not drop safe. This is a drop safe gun, so you can throw this around and not worry about it. The field stripping takes like 2 seconds. It's great on this model. Mag release feels better. The front rail, accessory rail on there, this one has nothing. The sight picture is switched. Trigger has a flag safety. There's an additional safety on there. But yeah, there's a lot of upgrades, but this one's the original. This gun does have some pretty garbage takedown. So in order to take this thing down, you have to bring the side back like that. You rotate this down, you pull it out completely. I don't even like to do that out here on the range, bring that whole thing all the way out. Now you have that in your hand. Hopefully you don't drop it. Supposedly you can do this without pulling the trigger sometimes, but I haven't been able to do it. And there it comes. It's not a smooth thing at all. I mean, it's not easy to take apart sometimes. You've got your guide rod there. Pretty basic guide rod. Tiny little barrel. I've got to not drop it, not lose it, but I've got to put it back in there. You stick it in there and then you rotate it around. Got it. Should be good. So that's breakdown, and not overly complicated, but annoying. They do have some check ring around the gun. On the front of the trigger guard, there's check ring. There's some on the grip. Ergonomically, it feels very good. Has a nice little indentation there for your finger. Everything feels real smooth about this. There is no front rail. Nothing here to grab onto for status checking. Actually, I do slide on that a little bit, but there is on the back, so you can rack the slide pretty easily. I didn't expect too much out of this little tiny barrel, but that's a pretty sad grouping. All right, keep in mind that this is a 9x14, so it's not a life-size silhouette, but that's a pretty sad grouping. If I was shooting at Glock or something like that, I have a feeling it would be way better. But keep in mind, this is a used gun, so we have to give it a little bit of leeway. All right, we're gonna put some more rounds in it from 21 feet, see if we can tighten up that grouping. All right, it's shooting pretty okay off to the left by quite a ways, but I can always adjust that. What I'm seeing is a straight line, so it's pretty consistent, to be honest. All right, guys, I'm gonna see if I can cause a little bit of a failure here. I'm gonna limp wrist these first 3 shots, and then I'm gonna rapid fire the rest of the magazine. I'm not even gonna aim at the target because I don't wanna mess up my grouping. Attempting to cause a failure. I did, in fact, cause a failure. See if I can hit that can there. Probably aim on the right-hand side of it and I'll hit it just fine. I'll continue on this journey to cause a grouping here. Another failure. Actually, that was the gun's fault that time. No limp wrist in there. Failure to go into battery. We're having some slide issues. There it goes. Out of bullets. Shooting left. But not a horrible grouping. Would not carry this gun based on the fact that I just started shooting it and it's had some failures. A little disappointed in the reliability. Yeah, not the greatest as far as reliability so far. They used to have this little lock here that if you turn this, it would lock up your gun so you couldn't pull the trigger, you couldn't pull the slide back. It has laser printing there on the PT-111 Pro. This is an all plastic frame. It's got a plastic trigger. The trigger's a little bit mushy, but I'm fine with it. I don't have too many issues really with the trigger. The IDOT sights, which I really like. I like IDOT sights. Coming around to this side of the gun, you've got your safety there. You've got your slide catch there. This is for disassembly. Magazine releases pretty okay. A little sloppy, but everything about a plastic gun has a little bit of give to it. A little bit of vague absorption of energy. And so on a metal frame gun, you push that magazine release, just shoots right out of there. And I know that this seems like it is, but it really is kind of a weird, vague feeling button. Here's one not to try at home. This is a 40 caliber magazine. I'm gonna put a 9mm round in there. And I've got my 40 caliber. Rack it into the slide, we'll see what happens. Had a failure. We've got larger than normal expansion here that casing expanded quite a bit into that 40 caliber chamber. All right, one thing to make note of is that this magazine release here can be switched to the other side for you lefties, but the slide release cannot. So that slide release has nothing on the other side. This is kind of friendly for the lefties, but not entirely. Yeah, if this was a reliable gun, I would definitely run it. I really don't mind it, not one bit. But I've had a bunch of failures with this one, and who knows what the previous owner did to it, so I'm not gonna bash Taurus too bad, especially since this is a Gen 1 model. I have gone through and cleaned it and everything else, so it should be working as good as I can get it to work. It seems to have an issue getting rounds back into the chamber, and what that tells me is it could be a magazine issue. So far during my testing, it doesn't seem that this is actually a reliable, good carry gun. There's some bad things about it for sure. There's also a lot of good things about it. Anyways, guys, this is a new to me channel. I've got one already. It's called Racer Red. I do a lot of motorcycle videos over there, and I talk about everything while riding my motorcycle. So I enjoy doing that one. But I also enjoy shooting. So I've made this channel. And yeah, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. I'll be making a lot more content. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.